Hi everyone, I'm Kat and welcome to my channel, Naturally Beautiful Girl. So today I am so excited to be bringing you this video. I am reviewing Mob Beauty and I feel like this has been one of the most anticipated launches in quite a while in the clean beauty space, and I'm so grateful. Mob did send me the products that I will be talking about today. However, this video is not sponsored, and as always, I will give you my honest thoughts and opinions about the products in this video. And I do have to give a disclaimer. I filmed my videos over the weekend, and it turns out that I am going to be going to a Zoom class with some of the founders of the brand to learn more about the brand. And unfortunately, that is tomorrow. So there may be Editing Kat popping in here with some notes as I learn more. Hi, this is Editing Kat hopping in here. I actually just got off my call with Mob Beauty. I just wanted to sit down and put in a few more points that I learned during my call with Mob Beauty. I'm going to be interspersing them throughout the video. So if you see me in this gray and white sweater, it is Editing Kat. They did send me the products in advance of the launch. I've been testing them out, playing around with them. I have my thoughts about them, so let's go ahead and jump right in. The name Mob Beauty comes from the idea of the brand being a crowdsourced beauty brand. And that's why they've reached out to me and a whole bunch of other, influencers, you could say, in the clean beauty space about the brand to help with the launch and also for feedback on the products. And they really want to create a brand that is kind of for the people, by the people. And they also had the idea of a mob as a crowd that comes together with a purpose. And that's kind of what this brand is they're coming together to create a brand that's going to innovate the beauty space, make the beauty space better in terms of not just ingredients, but also sustainability as well. So first off, Mob Beauty was founded by several well-known figures in the makeup community. Alicia Gallagher, she worked with Laura Mercier. Victor Casale, he worked with MAC and also Cover FX as a chemist. So they have a really deep knowledge of the cosmetic space. And there's also two more founders as well who weren't on the call that I was on. And the reason that the founders came together and founded Mob Beauty was they wanted to do something different and actually have a makeup line that had clean ingredients, that was vegan, that was cruelty-free, that was sustainable, and that was super high performing, high quality makeup. And I can definitely say that they succeeded in that. There's a lot of brands I've seen recently that say they're being sustainable. However, Mob is really committing to that, not just in the sustainability of their packaging, but also in their ingredients as well. I was so impressed when I received package from Mob Beauty. There wasn't a lot of excess packaging. Their external packaging that the products arrive in, this kind of paper packaging, as post-consumer recycled. Also, all their products are refillable in design, including their lipsticks, and then all their powder products are designed to go in palettes, which I'll show you in just a moment, but really everything is about sustainability, recycling. Let me first jump into sharing with you some of the products. So I am going to be including demos of me using all these products on my face today. I am wearing as much of the things from the brand as I possibly can. So each of the products does come individually as a little individual pan, and they do have this really innovative palette system. This is the largest palette, but they do make smaller palettes. If you just want a couple of eyeshadows, they have smaller palette options. They also have like individual palettes for like the blushes and highlighters and bronzers, etc. So the reason they have these customizable palettes instead of preset palettes is so that you can have mindful, thoughtful purchasing. You're only purchasing the shades that you need and would use. You aren't generating waste by having additional shades that you wouldn't reach for and use. So on my cheeks today, I did go ahead and use the blush, the bronzer, and the highlighter. I'm going to list all the shades of the products that I used today down in the description box down below, as well as links to all the products. All the products use a numbering system for shades, and the brand did work with me to pick out shades that would be more flattering for my fair skin. However, the one thing I will say that doesn't work that well for me is actually the highlighter. I do have it on my cheeks today, and it is a very beautiful gleaming highlighter. However, this shade is a bit too deep when I look straight on in the mirror. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on camera, but there is a little bit of a shadow where the highlighter is just because it's too deep for my skin tone. There is another shade that I'm not sure if that would work better for me, but I actually have been using the, I didn't use it today, but I have been using the eyeshadow actually as a highlighter, and that works really well for me as well. Okay, so let me first start off with the blush. The blush is a really nice kind of terracotta shade, and it is really nice and pigmented. You can see I've got it swatched here on my hand. This is the blush in the shade M19, and I really enjoy the blush shade. It goes on really nicely. It has a nice level of pigmentation. It blends out really easily as well. Also, it does hold up really well on me throughout the day. I do have oily skin, and because my skin is so oily, blushes can tend to fade on me throughout the day. However, these hold up super well. So I am really impressed by the formulation of it. I did go ahead and use the bronzer today on the back part of my cheeks. However, I actually like the shade of bronzer as a blush. I have the shade M38 in the bronzer. I'm going to swatch it here. But this actually works really well for me as a blush shade because I actually really like these kind of browny pink blushes. I have the bronzer swatched right here. So I actually think it works better for me as a blush than a bronzer, which is totally fine. I'm super picky about my bronzer shades. So if you like a kind of brownie pink kind of blush, like I do, I would highly recommend actually picking up this shade as a blush. And once again, it's super pigmented. It blends out really easily. These products are not super hard pressed in the pan, so you do not need to dig your brush in at all. You get a lot of product out on your brush by just gently tapping your brush. I have to say though, this highlighter is absolutely stunning. It's a little bit too deep for my skin tone. I actually was realizing I could probably use it on my eyes as a really pretty eyeshadow. There's nothing lacking in this highlighter formula. It is stunning. It is super buttery, and you can obviously see how metallic it is. And I have to say, like, when the light hits it, it looks beautiful on my cheeks. However, I do think that is just a little bit too deep for my skin tone. There is one other shade that's like more of like a gold highlighter. I don't know if that one would work better. It's really hard for me to tell, especially with not seeing things in person and trying to judge on what the shade's gonna look like. But I do absolutely love it, and I think this is one of the most beautiful highlighter formulas I've seen in the clean beauty space. It's not all glittery or chunky. It really is just that beautiful metallic glow. I should tell you, I have the shade M49 in the highlighter, and it is more of a pink based highlighter, but it is absolutely beautiful. So let's move on to eyeshadows. The first eyeshadow that I used today was the shade M43, which is this beautiful metallic shade over here. I just used my finger to apply this to my lid, and it is absolutely beautiful. I've got a swatch going horizontally across my wrist right here. It is a beautiful metallic shade. It's the exact same creamy, buttery formula as the highlighter. They have their kind of metallic highlighter eyeshadow shade. Perfect. I honestly really like their matte formula as well. I use this shade right here in my crease, which is M8. And I also use this shade right here, which is M33 today. I have used all of them and I really like them. They're very easy to work with. They apply a good level of pigmentation and they blend super well. I really like the shade M6, especially on my skin tone. It is perfect for like minimal makeup days. If you just want to deepen up your crease just a little bit and have just like a little bit of natural shadow. Something about this M6 shade is absolutely perfect. I'll swatch it for you here. I keep swatching everything, but I figured you guys would probably want to see the swatches. It's not too warm toned, it's not too gray. It just gives a really nice depth to the crease. I've got the shade swatch right here and I absolutely love it. I mean, I love all the matte. I love everything. Well, let's be honest, but I really do enjoy that shade in particular. That is just a standout shade. If you have fair light skin like I do and you're looking for like the perfect crease shade, that really is it for me. I also used this deeper brown shade here along my lower lash line just to provide a little bit of definition. It was really nice and pigmented for that. My eyelids are also oily. The only thing I will say is as beautiful as this shade, this metallic shade here is, it does tend to fade on me a little bit throughout the day. That's my only drawback that I have. Even with that primer, it doesn't stay in place quite as well as I would like. I find that sometimes it's like a trade-off between having these really creamy metallic eyeshadows, so sometimes they don't want to stay in place quite as well as I would like. So that would be my only drawback. The mattes will stay in place really well, but I do lose a little bit of this metallic shadow throughout the day. Overall, I am thoroughly impressed by their powder products. If you put this in front of someone and didn't tell someone that it was clean beauty, they would have no idea. You would think these are high-end powder products from Sephora. You would have no idea. And I have to say too, I have gotten away from these palettes, like create your own palettes. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you probably noticed that I've not been reaching for palettes in a while, but I actually really like this palette setup. The first is that it's super thin, and I like that it's totally clear on front. And also it's really nice and sturdy. The way you get into it, I don't want to kind of get everybody loose here, is you actually lift this flap up and each of the shadows snaps in place. And you can see their names listed on the back here. On the back of each of the pans, there's a magnet. So it is magnetic, but it's also like physically locked in place. So it's very secure. And then the way it's designed is on the back of the pan, there's like a little rectangle that kind of juts out a little bit, and that's what you're seeing on the back here where the label is. I'm not traveling right now, but if I were to travel, this would be something super easy to travel with. However, the one downside is that if you purchase the pans, you're gonna have to use their palette system because of the unique design of their pans. It's not gonna work in a regular palette. And also you can't put other like pans of eyeshadow from another brand in this palette either. That's also not gonna work. And also their palettes are made from PET, which is one of the more sustainable plastic materials. And some amount of this is made from post-consumer recycled PET. The goal for the brand is to eventually have all of their packaging products be made from post-consumer recycled material, and they're working towards that goal. So I'm gonna move on to the final two products in the brand, and these are lipsticks. Well, one's a lipstick and one's a lip balm. The first one is the lipstick I am wearing today. You can purchase a little bullet for you to put your lipstick in. When you purchase the lipstick, it comes looking like this. It just comes as a little refill. This is the shade M58, by the way. You just pop the refill into the bullet and then you are good to go. And you want to make sure it snaps all the way in there. I was actually having problems when I was first filling this. I didn't snap the refill all the way in. You have to hear the snap because otherwise it's loose and it'll pop back out. And at first I was like, this is not a great design. And then I realized I didn't have it like snapped in properly. But once you get it in, you can twist it up and apply it, no problem. So the shade I have on my lipstick is M58 Cream. And I really like this lipstick. It is super creamy, extremely comfortable, and very pigmented. I've not been great at articulating this and why I like some lipsticks and why I don't like others. Here's an experience I've had with lipsticks. I've had so many lipsticks that are not like quite pigmented enough. Like if I have dry lips, the lipstick will kind of apply to certain parts of my lips but not all the way across. And it'll emphasize any lines, because I do have lines on my lips. It's natural. We all do. It'll emphasize the lines that I have on my lips and also dryness. Whereas this lipstick just kind of glides across and it really coats my entire lip and doesn't emphasize lines or dryness at all. Also, it is extremely comfortable. Like, it is a very nice, nourishing formula. Is it the most long-wearing formula? No. Is it going to transfer onto your mask or, you know, if you kiss someone, is it going to transfer? Yes. But do I still like it a lot? Yes. I find it to be just a very comfortable, very beautiful formula, and definitely one that I reach for regularly and will continue to reach for. The other lip product that I have is this one here. This is the M25 Balm. I'm gonna pop this into the bullet to show you here. This is a beautiful lip balm, and I was shocked by this. It is so pigmented. Do you see that swatch over here? This is the most beautiful balm. It's a deep kind of reddish orange shade, but because it's a balm, it's just a very lovely product. The level of pigmentation of the balm is like a step down from the lipstick, but barely here. I'm going to swatch them side by side so you can see what I'm talking about. So right down here, I have the lipstick swatch, and up here, I have the balm swatch. As you can see, the level of pigmentation is very similar between the two, which I personally really like. And one of the things I'm always looking for is lip products with quite a big pigmentation. I will say between the two, the balm is definitely more of a balmy consistency. The lipstick is very creamy, don't get me wrong. However, I would say the balm is creamier. So if you're looking for a very nourishing, very creamy product, I would recommend the balm, but I will say that the level of pigmentation of the balm is very near to that of the lipstick, which I think is super cool and super awesome. The balm, like the lipstick, is not the most long wearing product. It will transfer on you. However, it does stay in place a good amount of time and I don't find myself needing to reapply it constantly. To be really honest, I have been thoroughly impressed by the products I tried. And it's not just because they sent them to me. Honestly, if they had not sent me these products to try, I would have purchased them myself to try them because I was super curious about the brand. And I feel like this is really one of the most built up launches in clean beauty in a long time. And I wanted to be able to share it with you. So I have to say, if you were as curious about the brand as I am, it is completely worth checking out. It's not a luxury brand in terms of price, but it is definitely on a little bit of the higher price range given the brand overall, and that it's clean, cruelty-free, vegan, sustainable, and just really a wonderful, wonderful brand. I can't fault it for that, and I think it is worth the higher price point. I hope you found this video helpful. I know this is not a critical review, but that's because I genuinely really enjoyed everything that I tried. And I hope you found this helpful. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And of course, if you like hearing about clean beauty, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the bell button so you don't miss out on any of my videos. And also come follow me on Instagram. I'm at naturallybeautifulgirlkat there. And once again, thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.